Hello, wonderful people. So today I'm going to show you one of the things that I find is one of the most useful things that the Force does: control external MIDI instruments. It can't control NRPNs, but it can control anything that has CC values, which is fantastic. Most of the synths out these days have CCs, so this does make things a lot easier if you're running a synth studio. I'm going to show you how I make a track that connects to one of my synths and then is programmed so that it can control them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a MIDI track. And then I'm going to go into the first two tracks and I'm going to delete them because I do not need them. Actually, I can use that audio track, can't I? So yeah, we'll just leave that one. So on track 2, I have this MIDI track and it's going to connect to my Volca Kick. Now, the reason I'm using the Volca Kick is because it has very few MIDI controls that are CC controllable. If you need to know what your CCs are for your synth, just look it up online. There should be a manual with a MIDI implementation chart. Just look that up. It'll tell you exactly what your synth can do and can't do. So the first thing you do is you go into Shift and Clip. You pull up your MIDI implementation chart. I'm going to pull that up now. On the Volca Kick, it starts at 40 and goes to 49. I'm going to use a keyboard, a Windows keyboard, because doing this with the touchscreen is, we'll just say, painful. Okay. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to go over to page 3 because I know that 40 is on page 3. I believe that balance LSB is number 40. So I'm going to go, this is how you do this. You click on the edit button and then you can edit the names and the positions of all of these CCs. So I'm going to click on the pencil there where it says balance LSB and I'm going to change that to pulse color. Then I'm going to go to 41 and pulse level. Then so on. Amp attack. Okay, I got that changed. So we are there. Amp attack is what it was. Amp attack. Amp decay. Then drive. Tone. Resonator pitch. Resonator bend. Resonator time. And then finally, accent. Believe me, it's a lot easier to do that with a keyboard. So just plug in a keyboard, make your life a lot easier. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to page 1, and we're going to move those things that we just named onto this first page. Anything here that has a name I don't want on this page because it just takes up space in my brain. I have to read it to figure out what it is. So we're just going to go and kind of organize it the same way that it is on the Korg. So we're going to start with drive. Tone. Pitch. Pitch bend. Then resonator time. Then we have, let's see, accent. I'm going to change anything here that has a name to just a regular CC. So we'll turn that one to CC9. We'll do CC14. Because I just want to have this top row be the last 4. So we'll change that one to color. This one is going to be level, pulse level. This is going to be attack. And this is going to be decay. Then we'll move these to general CCs. Then I'm done. So now, if it has a CC number, I disregard it. If it's named, I don't disregard it. And we can go in, now we can play it, but it's not hooked up MIDI-wise. So if I go into notes, it's not going to play. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back into the matrix, go into the MIDI, and I'm going to set up the ports. So I have the kick connected directly to the Force MIDI output. So I'm going to click Force. Then I know that this is on channel 10, so I'm going to set it to channel 10. And now we should be getting MIDI. However, we're not getting audio because the audio isn't rounded. So let's go into the mixer. And we'll go to I/O, go to monitor, turn it to in, and I have the Volca plugged into input 1. Now we should be able to hear. But not only can we hear, and then we can go into the top one and we have color. Attack and decay. So yeah, everything's controllable. Now I'm just going to go and save this. Well, actually, let's go into the matrix. We'll click on the track itself. Let's name it. So now it's Volca Kick. And let's go to save. We'll go to track. I'm going to go into my Force SSD. I have a folder just for saved MIDI tracks like this. Call it Volca Kick. Save. And now anytime I load up a new project and I have this connected, I can just call that up and everything I've done now is set and ready to go. Anyway, I hope you learned something. Hope you implement this into your MIDI studio. It's one of the best things about the Force. Also, you can set it so that if your synth, whatever it is, has program change. I don't think that the Volca Kick responds to program change, so I'm not going to enable that here. But if I had any synth with presets, you could change the program here and enable that. And so you just scroll through your presets. You don't ever have to go over to your synth. Works a treat. Hope you learned something. Hope you're making as much music as you can. And may the force be with you.